Am I the right real estate agent for you? I mean, come on, really? Brad, are you the right lender for everybody?
Yes.
Duh. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today on Port City Living Escrows and Ecos, finding the right real estate agent and finding the right lender. So please stay with us. It's going to be good. Hey everybody, it's Billy here with Port City Living, and Brad and I are going to talk about finding the right lender and finding the right real estate agent. And
Here's an idea. We're right here. You don't need to look anymore. Episode over.
okay, that's all we have for you today. Thanks everybody.
Sorry.
That's about the truth though, because we are like the best. I'm kidding. I joke and say in New Hanover County, there's about 300,000 people and 298,000 of them are real estate agents,
Yes.
and all of them are good. And that is not true, my friends. I can
Right.
tell you that right now. I'm going to promise you this is going to be a soapbox episode because I've kind of had it with some of these people. I really have. But that's okay. I'm not perfect, and trust me, I don't profess to have it all down pat, but I really, really do try my best. And but I think it's important when you're looking for an agent, if you're looking to purchase a home, if you're looking to sell a home, it's in my opinion, Brad, and I think you probably might feel the same way, that it's not necessarily about the person who has sold millions and millions and millions of dollars of real estate. Now that is awesome in itself,
Right.
and that's great that somebody can accomplish that. But I think the proof is in the pudding, and we don't always know this, but when it comes to repeat business, if you're an agent or a lender that's working with somebody and you get the same people over and over again, that really tells you right there that you kind of know what you're doing, they trust you, and isn't that really the whole point? I mean, you've got some really, really good agents out there that are not heavy hitters. They don't sell multi. I'm not a multi-million dollar producer every year. Not 10 and 20 and 30 and 50 million. I don't want that kind of business. I don't want to be that kind of agent that is spread so thin that I can't give really good customer service and treat each one of my clients like they're the only one that I have.
Yeah.
That is something, excuse me, that is something that I have always tried to focus on, is being that person. Even when I was in the mortgage business, I was always taught, treat each client like they're the only one that you have and give them your undivided attention. And I don't know how some of these agents do it. and bam, there you go. I don't know. They might not hear that because these microphones cancel out stuff. So
Good.
he just made a bam on his phone. So, but and it's the same thing with finding the right lender. So why don't you speak to that? You're on the lender side. What do you think is important in finding the right lender to help you? It's
I mean, obviously, I think on both sides, you want somebody that you just connect with.
you click with
First of all,
right.
that you feel like right off the bat you can trust what they're telling you. You've said it before, but believe that they've got your best interest at heart. I want to know that
They have your best interest at heart, and they're not in the business just for a paycheck.
Correct.
Because folks, let me tell you, I've been in this business for just over 10 years, and I can tell you every single time I come into contact with another agent on the opposite side of where I am, I can tell when they're just in it for the money.
right. Yeah.
It is so unbelievably noticeable in how they interact with me,
Yep.
how they don't know how to communicate correctly, and how they don't take their time for the little things, because there's a lot of little tiny. I'm sorry, Brad, I totally cut you off.
That's all
There's a
good.
lot of little. You're used to it, right? A lot of little tiny parts to the buying and selling in the lending side, and it's somebody that cares about all those things to tie everything up in a nice, neat little bow.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, where was I?
I don't know. I'm gonna do it again though.
You may, and I was sort of on a roll with that, and then I was going to piggyback off of something that you just said,
Oh no, I'm
and
sorry.
now I'm like, oh my gosh. But definitely somebody that you can trust, like you said, somebody that's not just in it for the paycheck. Somebody that approaches it, whether you've never done it before, you've done it 10 times, at least from an educational standpoint.
Right.
To walk you through the whys of certain things, which I think we've discussed that in the past as well.
Or don't leave people hanging, because I hear from a lot of clients, and it's funny. We're talking about repeat business, and that is probably one of the best compliments that anybody can ever give a real estate agent or a lender is to use them again for their next purchase or their next sale or whatever. That is huge, and those same people refer people to you. That is a humongous compliment.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you how many times over the years people have come to me. And this is a really funny story. I actually shot myself in the foot because I got a lead on a listing here in Wilmington, and I went and visited with the husband and wife, and we sat down and we were talking, and I was curious. I was like, why are you not using the agent that sold you your property? And I was being honest, and I really wanted to know, because I wanted to find out why were they not being loyal to that same agent. And they told me why, which some of it made sense. But in doing that, I left the house, thought I felt pretty good about it. A couple of days went by, I followed up, and they told me that they got to thinking about what I said and loyalty, and I totally lost the deal because they went back to that agent. But I didn't feel bad about it, because we are in a business, folks, where we really depend on loyalty, and that's just something that we don't really have a lot of these days. And it goes both ways. It goes with clients using us. It goes with agents using lenders, and that's sometimes hard to do. Sometimes buyers already come with their lender, which happens quite a bit. And but I think it's important to just to have that loyalty. And if an agent is doing a good job, tell them. And I'm one of those that I love criticism. If I'm doing something wrong, tell me.
Let me know.
Tell me, because how am I going to be better at what I do if you don't tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can correct it and be a better agent?
Yeah.
I tell people that being a real estate agent, we practice real estate because it changes so much, and we're practicing it getting better. We're practicing it making sure we don't let things fall through the cracks, because I don't want anybody to feel like at the end of the deal they were like, I didn't have my hand held.
You were just another number.
I was just another commission check.
Yep.
And I don't ever want anybody to feel that way. So I think it's important to interview agents, just like you interview. I mean, you get interviewed, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Is that it?
No, I think the last one is maybe just access to a huge amount of products.
For the lending side.
Yeah, for the lending side. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Just making sure that lender has everything available that would help you out.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't want to be a one size fits all, and they put you into this program because that's what they put everybody in, or that they deny you for something because you don't fit into that one. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But everything else, I think, goes both ways between real estate agent and mortgage people.
Well, I mean, obviously, you want somebody that is a good negotiator. You want an agent that tries to think outside the box and maybe approaches things from a different angle, and maybe teaches you something that you might not have known when it comes to negotiating, and things to think about that the lender can, or the seller can do for you as a buyer that they might not have thought of on their own. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't like to hire real estate agents, especially sellers. They think they can do it on their own, and I think the statistics show that hiring a real estate agent is a lot better. And there's a lot of people out there that think real estate agents make a lot of money, and some do. Some make a very good living at real estate, but then I would say the bulk of us make a decent living. And that money is, I mean, you got to remember, guys, when we're out showing houses to clients, I mean, I've gone for months and months and showed 30 plus houses to one person, and you don't get paid while that's going on. That's right. And guess what? I've had some times where I've shown 30 some houses to people and they never buy anything. Right. So I've wasted all that time and all that effort. And then I shouldn't say wasted, because you learn a lot. You learn a lot of what not to do. Right. Early on, when I got in the business, I was excited that anybody wanted to see anything, and I would just put them in my little car and I'd zip them all over Wilmington. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's good experience. Yeah. But as you get further down the line and you get more educated in the business, you start to realize that, okay, this is my business and I have to run it efficiently. So I don't need I don't need to show everybody homes if they're not pre-approved.
Correct.
They need to have done their homework, and they need to make sure that that they can afford what they're looking to buy, and they've built that good relationship with that lender. But but I feel like there's a lot of agents, especially where we live here in New Hanover County. There's a lot of agents, a lot of people, and I try to be one of those that offers good communication, and I try to make it fun. I don't take it too seriously. I've worked with a couple of. I've actually worked with some agents where we've only texted, never talked to them on the phone, never met them in person.
Yeah.
We've only texted, and I think that's kind of.
It blows my mind when I get a
weird.
text out of the blue. They're like, "Hey, my name is John. Bill referred me to you, and we want to buy a house." Okay, John, how you doing?
John. Yeah, can you give me a little more info than that?
Yeah, it's like I mean, you're getting ready to do one of the biggest things of your life, which is to buy a house. In most cases,
Right.
And we're going to start it out on the text.
Well, Brad, I had an agent text me the other day. Now, granted, we had already had some kind of conversation, but I thought it was dead, so I deleted her text. So she hits me up and she says, "We're going to go ahead and make an offer," and and spit all this information. I'm like, and who are you? Can you? And this is something else that really makes me irritated is when, like, anytime I reach out to an agent, I always say, "Good morning, XYZ.
Yeah.
How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm interested in some information about the listing that you have." And they'll write back, or if I'll ask them a question, a yes or no, yes, or they'll say whatever. They don't respond with "How are you doing? Thank you so much for reaching out. I really appreciate it." And I think that is just so unbelievably rude. And I understand people are busy, and I get that. But if you can't have a little bit of etiquette about you,
Right.
then why are you doing this job?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I don't get it.
You're right.
I really don't get it. And another thing, I'm gonna piggyback off that because this is a hot topic for me. And I actually did the episode that we did a couple of episodes back is about feedback, and I talked a lot about that. And that really gripes my nerves too. I understand not giving feedback anymore because I can understand how that could potentially hurt people and hurt the buyer and whatever, and it can be used against you. But what I don't understand is when
important.
What?
It's still important.
It's still important. But what I don't understand is that if you're instructed from your buyer, you showed one of my listings and you're instructed from your buyer, don't give them any feedback. I don't want them to know anything about what we thought. Okay, fine. That's the new trend in real estate. That's fine if that's what they want to do. But that agent could at least say, "Billy, thank you so much for letting us look. We're going to let you know if we decide to do anything."
Right.
And I can't tell you how many times it's crickets. And I'll even follow up with them with a text. "Hey, thank you so much for showing my property. I really appreciate it if I can answer any questions." Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
People, pay attention to who you're hiring. If this is the kind of agent that you're hiring, there's a good chance they're not in it for you. They're only in it for themselves, okay? Because, again, a good agent is going to take those little details and they're going to run with it because that's what I'm in it to build a career. I'm in it to build relationships with people. I want these people to use me again. I want these people to refer people to me. And Brad, you feel the same way. So it's all about these little things that mean so much. And I think that's good to say for anything in life, any business that you're in.
For sure.
Just have some courtesy. Be sweet.
Yeah.
Don't be an asshole.
Right.
Don't be an asshole.
We're going to get a PG-13 rating on this one.
I don't care. I feel very passionate about this. That's one thing that I am. I am very passionate, and when I'm passionate, I tell it like it is. Because I think it's important. And now, don't get me wrong. In this community where we live here in Wilmington, I have worked with some amazing agents. Like, so amazing that I'm like, I would love to work with them on every single deal. They're on top of their information. They're easy to negotiate with. Yep. Everything flows really well. And it's funny because what I find, those are the agents that have been in it a long time. And you would kind of think that those agents that have been in it a long time are not going to be like that. They're going to be more of that. I'm doing business, and we're not going to sweet talk.
Yeah.
We're just going to get it done, and we're going to move on. But I'm finding that the younger agents, not young in age, but the ones that are just getting in the business, those are the ones that don't have the finesse.
Yeah.
And maybe I need to cut them a little slack. Maybe I need to say, okay, you're probably new. You don't understand the nuances of how you're supposed to, speak to your fellow agents or just be nice.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, I was going to say, you're totally right.
Is this the same thing in what you experience? And do you experience this with other real estate agents? Because I know I don't want to give you like the best customer service ever.
As you do.
I do.
No, I mean, we've got them. It goes back to our episode on urgency and providing paperwork. I mean, we do have folks that just don't send all of the contract, don't send the addendums, don't say, here's one. You reach out to somebody and you're like, I just talked to such and such and they said they're under contract. Do you have that for me? Oh yeah, I guess you could get started if you had the contract. Don't even follow through with the lender to tell them that our clients are under contract. That's happened more than once.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wonder what that is. I mean, I wonder if these people because I had an assistant for a while and I relied on her to do certain things. A lot of stuff I did on my own, but I know there's a lot of people out there that have assistants that do everything for them. I mean, if they can't do it, then is the assistant not doing it either? Or
some of them don't have the assistant though.
Yeah.
In some of these cases,
that's kind of a luxury.
I mean, I know we're human. Stuff slips.
Of course we are. Of course.
But it is just it is interesting when you are just conducting a follow up and they're like, oh yeah, we're under contract. Oh, okay, let me call your agent. See if I can get a copy of that. We'll get you started right away. So, just one of those.
I mean, I can't honestly say that I haven't forgotten to early on the send over thing. Like, for example, it's not that I would forget to send the contract. I would forget to send amendments to the contract.
Yeah.
That's what I would always forget. And then I would get close to closing and we had done a concession of $5,000 and you and the attorney wouldn't know, or whoever I'd used at the time wouldn't know anything about it. And I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Oh, I completely forgot to send that over,
But you get the closing disclosure out. The buyers are going to see it.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, we're supposed to get a $5,000 credit. Oh, cool,
I'm like,
no
oh my
worries.
God, I
I'll
completely
reach out.
forgot. And then the attorney and the lender want to kill you because you didn't do your job correctly.
We don't ever want to kill anybody.
Yeah, well, I do sometimes, but no, I just think it's important if you're thinking about buying or selling. It's really important to obviously if you've got friends and family who trust somebody, and again I think that's the key. If you can trust somebody to get you through it, and you know that they're a good agent and they've got your best interest at heart, then absolutely do that. But if you're newer or maybe you're new to town and you don't know anybody, then talk to a few people and I think it's all about vibing with somebody. Not everybody vibes together.
Vibe. That's the word.
Vibe is a good word. Not everybody vibes with each other. There's been people in the past that I haven't vibed with. There's people that I have actually gotten, done a buyer agency agreement with, and I have fired them.
Yeah.
And I have been fired.
Yeah.
I got fired by a couple that wanted to make an offer on a house here in the Forest Hills neighborhood, which is one of our prominent neighborhoods. It's been around since the 10s, 20s, 30s, whatever.
Long time.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful home. It happened to be one of our bigger real estate firms here, and it was it was their agent. So the agent owned the home, so it was her home that she was selling. And she was a little slow to get back to me, but she finally explained to me that it was her home and that it was. She said, "I have sold real estate in Wilmington for 50 years. She said, but this is different. This is mine. And I'm having to downsize and I'm older and I don't want to do it. So bear with me." And so I tried to explain that to my buyers, and they wanted me to be a shark. They wanted me to be an asshole and push back against her. And I was like, y'all, I can't do that. I said, this town is too small. And I said, I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah.
And they fired me. They wanted somebody that wanted to cut her throat. And I'm like, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do that. If you're looking for a shark, I'm not the one.
Yeah.
Absolutely not the one. That's not the way to do business.
I'm the same.
Not in a small community. They may do that in New York City or LA or something like that, and that's fine. Or maybe in Charlotte, right. But I think it's finding that person that you vibe with, and not everybody does. And I had a couple. This is when I was working in the Charlotte market, and they strung me out all summer long looking, and I showed them, they had a specific list of things that they wanted. And you know, when I try to work with buyers, I say, don't ask for too many things because you're never going to get everything in one house.
Right.
That does not exist. And even if you build something, it probably doesn't exist. So I showed them everything they asked for, and they found the smallest minutia little things that were wrong. And I did this all summer at house after house after house. It was like the perfect thing. This is exactly what you asked for.
Yeah.
There was always something quite wrong. And I finally said, guys, I'm not doing this anymore. I said, I have spent all summer showing you every house in Charlotte and all around the area. And I've showed you exactly what you've asked for, and you are not making offers. And I'm like, and I'm not getting paid to just show you houses.
Yeah, I'm not a tour guide.
I'm not a tour guide. I'm not a, yeah. So I fired them, and they got so mad at me. So mad. I'm like, well, sorry, I hate it for you. But it's okay. It's okay to...
We call them tire kickers.
Tire kickers is exactly what they are. So there's such a thing as having or giving customer service, but if you're a good agent, at some point you've got to know when to let it go.
Agreed.
And even a good lender, you need to learn when that people are just not going to do what they need to do, and it's time to move on and let them go.
I'm really, really close to firing people, but I haven't yet.
Really?
Yeah. Grin and
Interesting.
bear it. Grin and bear it.
Yeah, grin and bear it. So, again, if you're looking to purchase or to sell, just take your time, find the person that you vibe with, find somebody that's got your best interest at heart, your best interest, not their best interest.
Right.
Because in the end of the day, a good person, a good lender, a good real estate agent is going to get the job done, and everybody's going to be happy. And that is something that I kind of pride myself in. I know that when I am representing a buyer or a seller, I know that I have a fiduciary duty to them,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm there to work for them and to get the most money I can or get them the best deal that I can. But I also go into it with, I want everybody in the process to be happy. I want if I'm working with the buyer, I want the seller to be happy. I want the seller agent to be happy. I want the lender to be happy. I want everybody to be happy and have a smooth transaction. And I don't think that is too much to ask.
Right.
At all. So if you're out there looking for an agent, call me. That's all I got for you. And if you're looking for a good lender, call Brad, because we will take care of you. We've got the customer service thing down pat.
That's right.
So that's what we have for you today. I hope you found it interesting and entertaining. If you did, then please let us know. And we would love to hear from you on all of our other episodes too. If you're listening and you have something to say and some comments about, maybe you disagree with some of the things we say. Maybe you're an agent or a lender out there that's hearing this and you don't agree with what we have to say, then tell us. We would love to talk about it. I think there's room for improvement across the board. Always. I mean, even as humans, just be better human, period. If you're better human, everybody's job will be much easier, much better, and everything will be smoother. So
That's right.
Thanks for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. Share this with your friends and family. We would, again, love to hear from you, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.